we are discussing the functions of the management, right? So what are the functions of management? So we have seen, we have the planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. So these are the functions of the management, right? So we are discussing here the staffing, right? Now see, what is mean by staffing? Staffing means, in a branch, right? In bank, we are the staff of the bank. We are the staff of particular bank, right? So means what? We are the staff of particular bank, and HR is managing the staff, right? For example, posting, transfer, promotion, these all are managed by the HR, right? So we all are staff, we are being managed by the HR, right? That means it is what it is. Overall, we can say it is the staffing, right? Now see, staffing is the process of making an estimate of the quantity and type of personnel requires. That is what the planning. That is what means what. See, any branch require how much number of officer, clerk. These are what. This is the part of staffing. Then recruiting, developing the said personnel by proper placement and training, increasing their competence, performance evaluation, and the compensation. Means what? For example, see, any PO if joins the branch, right? Since IBPS examination, then training, then posting in the branches, then 2-year probation. During the probation, his performance is evolved, then transfer. So these all combined, we can say it is the part of staffing simply, right? So it is simply the staffing. So in simple words, staffing is the process of hiring and managing the employee. So what is staffing? Simply the process of hiring and managing the employees. Now see, staffing guarantees that the organization is making optimum use of its human resource. Means what? Whatever human resource means what? Simply the staff, simply the manpower, simply the employees, right? So the employees, we have to use maximum at their efficiency level, right? So that we can use them at an optimum level, maximum level, so that their productivity is increases, right? So staffing guarantees that organization is making optimum use of its human resource. The key activity in the staffing include personal planning, procurement, training, performance evaluation, and the compensation. So manager play an important and vital role in staffing through the recruiting and developing the capable employees. So manager, here manager refer to simply say HR manager. So they are responsible for hiring, training, proper placement, right? For example, so any particular employee is very good in a technical knowledge, right? So he will be posted in the technical department, right? So in that way, proper role we have to assign so that we can use the optimum HR, optimum human resource. So this is all about the staffing. Now see, what are the functions of staffing? Functions of staffing, see, the primary functions of the staffings are, primary objective of staffing function is to obtain the qualified individual. What is staffing? Staff means the employee. So we must need the proper employee which are suitable for the job position. So in bank, how we hire the employee? Simply we have the IBPS examination through which the the employee get into the organization. That is what. So we can say this is proper entrance level examination. So this is simply we can get the qualified individual. Staffing ensures that the selection of the most qualified candidate, enhancing the productivity and the performance. Also, whatever we have selected the candidate, so that should be most qualified. Means, see, in IBPS also, we select the candidate based on the merit, number of marks they are getting, right? So we can say they are most qualified. It promotes the effective and efficient use of human resource in various ways. Successful recruitment improve the job satisfaction and worker morale. Then the staffing guarantee more effective utilization of the human resource. It support the organization's sustainability and the growth through the development of managers. Staffing services help place the right people in the appropriate role. This function is also applicable in a multiple context, and it is the responsibility of the manager at all level. According to the Peter Drucker, man of all the resources accessible to the man can grow and develop. So what are the functions of staffing? See, simply see, we have to select the proper candidate first, right? We have to select the proper candidate, and out of that, the most qualified candidate we have to select, right? We have to use them efficiently, and we have to use them in such a way that they will get the job satisfaction after doing the work, right? And apart from that, the staffing guarantee the optimum maximum utilization of the human resource. It also supports the sustainability and the growth through the development of manager. See, if we get the proper knowledgeable person in the organization, obviously the growth is guaranteed, right? So because organization is run by the people, staffing also help to right people in the appropriate role. So see, how I told you, right? If person is good in sales, he must go to the marketing department, right? That means right people into the appropriate role. Then it is also applicable in multiple context and responsible to the manager at all levels. See, if we talk about the manager here, say for example, say the HR manager, right? So responsibility at all level means since from the recruitment, right? Since from the recruitment, then training, then posting, then transfer. If the employee resign, then compensation. That means at every level, the manager is responsible. And according to the Pinter Tucker, man of all the resources accessible to the man can grow and develop. Means what? If a man is having all resources which is accessible to him, then he will grow and develop. Or means what? Simply, you provide the resources, you provide the proper resources, obviously the man will access it. That is that here man refer to the employee, and he can grow and develop the organization. So here you can see here the image. Steps of staffing function, proper manpower planning, recruitment. Then we are having the selection, orientation, training and development, appraisal, promotion, compensation. So these are the steps of staffing function management. Now see, what are the objective of staffing? See, very simple. Recruit a suitable employee for a specific role. For example, if there is vacancy for the clerical post, then you will hire the clerk. If there is vacancy for the part-time sweepers or the sub-staff, then properly you will hire that. Then if educate and develop the available human resources, we have to educate them. We have to make arrange some seminars, some training sessions like that. Then establish the policy for personal matters, including the transfer and promotion. So every bank is having the transfer and promotion policy. For example, clerk want the promotion as an officer. He is having that policy that he must pass some GIB service generation, 2 to 3 years of experience like that. The shape and motive human resource to enhance the performance means what? Simply, see, shape and motivate the human resource. Whatever the employee, human resource here refer to the employee. So employee must be shaped. Means what? They must be groomed in such a way that will be helpful for the organization. We have to motivate the employee so that their performance will increase and will obviously helpful for the organization also. The foster positive working relationship among the employers and the employee as well as the within the team. So obviously, if there is a proper staffing, proper shaping of employees, motivation of employees happening, that will obviously boost the relationship between the employee and the employers, right? Next, address the employee needs to encourage the dedication and loyalty to the organization. See, staffing addresses the employee needs. See, obviously staffing means we deal with the employee only. So it also addresses the needs of the employee. What we need actually, right? For example, I need the posting nearby my hometown so that I can perform there well. So this is the need of staff, that can be addressed by the HR. So obviously, if the needs are addressed, then the dedication and loyalty to the organization will obviously increase. Then maintain positive interaction to promote strong morale among the workforce. Obviously, if there is a proper staffing happens, it maintain the positive interaction to promote the strong morale among the workforce. So these are the objective of staffing: talent acquisition, recruitment and selection, competitive advantage, training development, job satisfaction. Okay. So what are the objective? Objective is simply we have to recruit, we have to develop, we must have the policy, we have to motivate the employee, maintain it, help to maintain the good relationship. Also, if needs of the employee are addressed, they will be loyal to the organization, and also it is staffing helps to maintain the positive interaction among the team that will promote the morally among the workforce. Now, what is the nature of staffing? See, nature of staffing, how we can maintain, how we can have the staffing in our own organization. See, staffing can be of type of, say, the focus on individual. Means what? See, staffing aim for effective utilization of human resource, obviously encouraging the full contribution towards the organization goal, right? If we focus on individual, staffing nature is if there is staffing which is focusing only on individual. So obviously, first motive is we have to use the maximum HR, that is human resource. That means we have to use the maximum potential of the employee, right? Then development oriented means what? Here it emphasizes maximizing the employee potential through career development opportunity leading to enhanced job satisfaction. See, if the staffing is having nature development oriented means what they will do, they will increase the potential of the employee. How? They will provide training, they will provide on job training, they will have some exposure to the work environment like that, so that they will also provide the promotion opportunity, so that the employee will get more job satisfaction while doing the job, right? This is the nature called as the development oriented. Now next staffing nature can be the pervasive function. Pervasive means simply it is like a broader in nature. See, integral to all management system, necessary across both for the profit and non-profit organization, applicable to all personal level. See, staffing can be the pervasive function, means pervasive in nature means what? Simply we can say in broader sense we can apply as a staffing, means what? At every level we can apply the staffing. Okay, since from we can say if we talk about the in the bank itself, starting from bottom level, say for example the sub staff till the we can say the zonal head, we have segregated policy for the cadre wise. So is what? The pervasive function in a broader way, right? Next is what? The ongoing process. Staffing is a continuous requiring enduring oversight of all operational activity, means ongoing process. It is a continuous in nature. It is not like that you hired the employee, your role is ending. Not, you hire the employee, you train them, you have to evaluate the performance, you have to do the transfer of them. If the employee leaves the organization, then compensation. So these are all it is a continuous ongoing process. Then human objectives. See, if the staffing is having human objective nature means what? It fosters the environment for the employee to reach their potential, promoting collaborative effort towards achieving the organization objective. Human objective means what? In this approach, in this nature of staffing, the HR is basically focusing on human objective. Means what? See, HR will be more employee friendly. It will help to boost the confidence of the employee and they will perform better than the individual and the group goals. So in this case, we align the individual aspirations with a group objective, instilling a sense of belonging. See, individual and the group goal means, or for example, say we refer to the group goal. So particular there is zone, for example, right, and zone of the bank, and that zone of the bank. So that zone particularly having, for example, say 300 crores of the deposit, and they have lended 500 crores of the loans. So what is the particular aim of that zone? To increase the deposit, because they are having shortfall, right? So this is the group goal of that particular zone. So every employee in that zone will have an objective. How can I contribute to increase the deposit, right? So this is the group goal, and that will be the individual and the group goal. See, that means simply we can say we will have such a feeling belonging to the organization, working for the organization. So this is simply the nature of staffing. See, what are the nature of staffing? It can be the focusing on individual, it can be the development oriented, it can be the pervasive in broader sense, it can be the ongoing process, it can be the human objective, it can be the individual and the group goals. Now see, productive environment. So see, it creates the workplace conducive to productivity, motivating employee to contribute their best. So productive environment, it can be the, so we can create the environment productive. Obviously, it will help the organization. Then multidisciplinary nature means what? It incorporates their theory, idea, which are derived from variety of academic field. For example, the sociology, psychology, management, regardless as the science of human engineering. Multidisciplinary nature means what? Here we will integrate different idea and we will try and test which is better, right? That simply. Then essential management component. So hiring and managing the employee is fundamental to effective management. So requiring the adapt people skill across all managerial levels. So essential management component means what? Simply here in this type of nature, hiring and managing the employee is fundamental to effective management, right? And see how the management component can be effective. See, essential management component. So if at every level, every employee is having proper skill set, then we can say it will contribute most to the organization. It is called as the management component. Next is the art and science blend. So how we can blend art and science? Simply hiring is a ground for systemic principle while requiring interpersonal skill, reflecting both science and creative art focused on the human dignity. So these are simply nature. If we blend art and science means what? We are focusing on human also, we are focusing on the science part also, means technical also and the human relationship also. This is simply, we can say, the art and science behind. So these are simply the nature of staffing. Now see, what are the silent features of staffing? See, the involvement with a human being, then distinct managerial function. See, we will see the features of the staffing. See, involvement with a human being. So you can say simply, in simple word, it is human interaction. So staffing emphasizes direct interaction with individual, distinguishing it from planning and organizing, which are more paperwork. See, we have discussed the functions of management. See, planning, organizing, and staffing we are discussing. So planning and organizing, these are generally more paperwork. When staffing, we deal with the staff, so it is more interactive. It is having less paperwork. That's, we can say, human interaction is more. Distinct managerial function. So staffing is recognized as the separate managerial function other than the subset of organizing, highlighting its unique importance. So we know planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. So staffing is the unique function. It is not having any subset of other function, right? Necessary activity at all manager level, we can say, is having the universal importance. Necessary activity. So staffing is the necessary activity at all level. So we can say it is having universal importance. So staffing is essential across all level of management. Even every manager, regardless of their position, plays a role in the selecting and appointment of the staff. So see, see, for example, if we talk about the company, right? Companies having technical department, HR department, marketing department. So if there is interview panel, every one person from every department, one person will be from technical, one person from the HR, one person from the marketing, all will sit there as a panel for the shortlisting of the candidates, right? In the interview process. So what we see, we need a particular person, the employee, which can fulfill at least basic needs of a technical, HR, and the marketing also, right? Next, associated to the social responsibility. So the manager must act with caution and the objective in staffing related task such as recruitment, promotion due to the human element involved. So how the social responsibility is involved here? See, the staffing is associated with the social responsibility. How? Because see, staff means we deal with the humans, right? So the recruitment, promotion, and other element should be handled very carefully because it is social, right? For example, if there is a team of 10 members and out of that there are 3 deserving candidates to get the promotion, but only one got promotion and 2 didn't. So there may be chances of there may be a dispute among the team. So that has to be handled carefully. Impact of internal and the external environment. So what are the internal external? See, staffing decisions are influenced by the both internal and the external policy. For example, what are the internal? Internal means internal promotion, internal transfer. External means, for example, the external government regulation. For example, see, if there is a policy of a transfer, that clerk cannot be transferred up more than 100 kilometers, right? If the government, and recently government has imposed one rule that with every 5 years, the clerk must be transferred. So this is the rule by government. These are the government external influence, and internal policy is what? Clerk cannot be transferred more than 100 kilometers. So this is what the internal and the external environment. This is one of the feature of staffing. Now, what are the facets of staffing? Facets means what? What are the ages of staffing? What? And so if I say what is staffing, I can say the recruitment, selection, and training. These are important facets of staffing. Facets means these are 3 important pillars of staffing, right? So recruitments aim to attract the diverse pool of candidate with the optimum skill for available roles, increasing the chances of suitable candidates. See, recruitment, what is recruitment? What is selection? What is training? Recruitment means simply we have, see, what is, see, in paper also, there is page called as the recruitment page, right? So we have different company put their advertisement seeking the proper asking the application from the candidates, right? So recruitment page, recruitment means simply we attract. So public is doing publication in the newspaper means what? Simply they will read and they will apply, they will get attracted. So recruitment means simply we have to attract the maximum candidate so that we can choose among the best. The selection means what? It involves systematic process of reviewing the application to identify and choose the most qualified candidate for the position. Selection means what? See, suppose 1 lakh people have been applied for the IBPS examination. How IBPS evolve? They will conduct the examination. They will select the criteria, and those who fulfill that criteria, they will be passed in the examination. Then after selection, there is training. Training is simply which focuses on enhancing the employee knowledge, skill, and improving their performance. So obviously, there are different type of training: on-job training, off-job training, like that. So there may be the induction training, pre-joining, then post-joining. There may be the refreshment training, like that. Then significance of a staffing. So staffing plays a crucial role in organizational success by ensuring that. See, what is the significance of staffing? See, staffing plays a crucial role in organizing success by ensuring that the employees possesses not only the knowledge but also the attitude, commitment, and the loyalty. So, see, staffing means what? We have to deal with the staff. So, it will also have knowledge along with that. The attitude, proper commitment to the work, and the loyalty to the organization, these are also important. Next, key aspect of staffing significance includes. So, what are the key aspect of staffing? See, recognizing the competent staff through targeted recruitment for a vacant role. So, we must recognize the competent staff, then enhance overall performance. See, these are the aspect of staffing. Why the staffing is significant? So, staffing helpful for recognizing the competent staff. Staffing enhances the overall performance with increased productivity and efficiency by aligning the right person at the right role. Staffing also help in the ongoing capability for survival and development. How? See, through the education, training, and the succession planning for management position. Succession planning means what? If the person retire, who will be the next, like that succession planning. Then optimal utilization of human resource. Obviously, staffing utilizes the HR, that is what human resource, effectively mitigating the utilization or staffing shortage that could disturb the operation. So obviously, we can say we have to use the maximum staff efficiency. Then improve job satisfaction. So obviously, staffing will help to improve the job satisfaction and the morale of the employee by recognizing employee contributions via the regular performance evaluation. So these are the aspects you can say. That's why the staffing is important, right? Why staffing is important? Simply, it recognizes the competent staff. It enhances the performance of employee. It is nothing but the ongoing capability for survival and development of an employee. Optimum utilization of the human resource is achieved. It gives the job satisfaction and increase the morale for the staff. Then system approach to the staffing. So how we can do the system approach to staffing? See, very simple. A comprehensive staffing method should consider both internal and the external environment. So we are having, see, comprehensive means what? We will consider both. Comprehensive means name itself is indicating internal and external both environment we will consider. Internal means simply the personal policy, individual policy. And apart from that, the organization environment, the reward system, that is what individual. And external environment means what? The transfer policy for overall career, like that clerical transfer policy, like that. Then adequate staffing facilitates the leadership while the quantity of manager impacts the operational control. Then adequate staffing. Adequate staffing means what? See, adequate staffing refer to the facilitating the leadership while the quantity of a manager impacts the operational control. So adequate staffing means there must be the adequate staff first that will give rise, that will facilitate simply the leadership, and also the quality of a manager. If there is good quality of manager, adequate staff means the manager have adequate, the staff should have adequate. Means what? See, if particular branch is there, there must be the proper manpower for the proper customer service. So operational control will enhance, right? Then staffing decision. So the staffing decision must account for current organizational structure, future need, evaluating the available talent through the management inventory. Staffing decision means what? See, how much staff you require, right? So what are the future needs? What are your future expansion plan? Based on that, you have to evaluate the staff decision, number of staffs required basically. Then recruitment, selection, placement, promotion and termination should utilize both internal and external sources. So essential component of staffing include performance review, career strategy, training and development opportunity for the manager. Key factor influencing the number and type of manager require include organizational size, complexity, expansion plan, managerial turnover. Turnover means what? Simply how much people are leaving the organization. This is called as the turnover, without defined regulation for the manager to staff ratio. So these all are the part of system approach, right? Comprehensive staffing means we should consider both external and internal. Adequate staff should be there. Proper staffing decision should happen. Then essential component of staffing, for example, training. Apart from that, the review, performance. So this should be there. The key factor, for example, what is the size of organization? What is the expansion plan of organization? What is the turnover ratio of organization? So in that should be considered while doing the staffing. So this is the system approach to the staffing. Next, what are the factors which affect the recruitment of quantum and type of manager? So what are the factors simply which affect the recruitment of a quantum and type of manager? So we see it is very simple. Recruitment of the number and type of manager is influenced by the factor, for example, say the size and size of organization, complexity of organization, expansion plan, and managerial turnover, right? See, SBI need more staff than say the Indian Overseas Bank. Why? Because size and complexity, right? So there are no regulatory guideline for the manager to staff ratio. So there is no any proper guideline. How much manager should be there and how much should be the staff. So the adjustment on the delegation of authority and the organization structure can affect the number of required managers, right? It is essential to establish the qualification for each position to ensure that optimal manager selection means obviously there might be the proper qualification. In bank also we are having some criteria to get the clerk, some criteria to have the to become the sub staff, some criteria to become the manager, right? That means there must be the proper qualification for each position. Now let's talk about the recruitment. So what is recruitment? It is very simple. Recruitment is the process of finding a potential application for the job. See, inviting application is what the part of recruitment, right? And encouraging them to apply for the vacant post. See, for that purpose, what we do the new advertise into the newspaper. We do the advertisement into the website so that the maximum people will read it, will look into it, and they will encourage to apply for the job, right? So this is what simply the recruitment. So following are the primary stages involved in the recruitment process. What are that stages? Simply see, first determining the need of hirings. First, we have to see as a HR perspective how HR thinks. They will think, so what is there need? Is there need to hire the clerical? What is the need? Clerk has been promoted to officer. So there is vacancy, there is need. Then conceiving the recruitment strategy. So what should be the strategy? Then drafting job description. So we will draft the job description so that people will read the job description and can apply for the job. Then publicizing the position, recruitment of the candidate for the position, examining the then we have to review the application. We have to conduct the interview. Then we have to conduct the interview. First, companies are conducting the phone interview, then they will conduct the physical appearance interview, then they will evaluate the candidate, then after that background check is happen, then they will make the decision. They can check the references. If there is references, who is the reference, how it is coming to the organization, then they will make an offer of employment to the candidate. They will then hire the candidate and they will finally on board. There is what select the candidate. So this is the process of standard process for the recruitment. Okay. Now, there are some types of the recruitment. How? See, it is very interesting. What is internal recruitment? So, filling the position within the company with the current staff. This is the internal recruitment. For example, there is a vacancy for the officer's post. Then clerk can be promoted as officer. This is what internal recruitment. Next, the retained recruitment means what? See, when a company engages a recruiting firm, one of the common ways retained recruiting, whereby the recruiting firm is hired to fill the vacant position. The recruiting firm is paid an upfront fee and has exclusive right of finding the right candidate for the position. So, what is retained recruiting? In simple way, if you can say, like it is contract basis work, right? So, agency has been paid advance fee. For example, there is agency, right? For agency, the bank say you supply us the 10 candidates. For that, we will give you 25 lakh rupees per year, right? So agency has a responsibility to provide the 10 candidate to the bank, right? Irrespective of anything, bank will not intervene here, right? So the recruiting firm is hired to fill up the vacancy, right? And they will get the upfront in advance fee. Simple. Next is the contingency recruitment. What is the contingency recruitment? Simply see, it is very much similar with the written recruitment, but difference is that they do not require the advance fee. No upfront fee is required. Instead, The recruitment company is only compensated when one of the candidates they represented is offered accept the position with the organization. Means what? It is like a they are going through the agency, but that agency is simply they will not get any additional upfront fee from the organization, right? They will get, if the candidate, they will send the candidate. If the candidate gets selected into the company, then the only company will pay to the agency. Okay, after selection they will pay, right? Remember, in retained recruitment, fees is paid upfront, but in case of contingency, if candidates get selected, then only they will pay the fee to the agency. Okay, here contingency recruitment means agency is only responsible for referring the candidate to the company. Next, recruiting for a staff agency. So the staffing recruiters connect the job seeker with the temporary position aligned with their skill, primarily through the staffing agency. So it is very much common in our bank. No, the positions for the staffs are generally filled through the staffing agency. So staffing agency means simply for the contract and temporary positions. Then outplacement recruitment means here it provides support and the resources to the individual who have lost their jobs, helping them find a new employment opportunity. Outplacement means what? Simply, if any employee lost the job, then the agency will help to find them a new employment, right? So it provides support and resources to individual who have lost their job and help them to find the new job. Reverse recruiting, what is reverse recruiting? Simply, it encourages the current employee to explore the external job opportunity that are better than their skill set, offering services like a resume review, mock interview. See, reverse recruiting, it is also interesting. See, whatever your current employee, they will be forced to explore the new job. For example, see, if there is company, right? In their company, there is employee called A, and he is very much good in web designing, right? But that company is of, say, the product development. They are not having the web development capabilities. Their work is not to develop the websites. So they will suggest the employee, you will revise your review and I will arrange your mock interview because you are having very good skill set that will be helpful you in other company. So means what? We have to help them to get other job. This is called as the reverse recruiting, right? We have to help our own employee to get a better job. That is called as the reverse recruitment. Okay, reverse recruitment means what? You doing the reverse of recruitment. You are removing the employee, but obviously we have to make sure that he will get better opportunity in other places. That is reverse recruitment. Now, what are the methods for conducting a successful recruitment procedure? How to conduct the successful recruitment? See, search within your own organization before looking outside. So obviously, promote the candidate within the organization who understand the culture and who can contribute better in the goals of organization. So obviously, if we have to fill up any vacancy, first you have to look into the organization itself. Then the contact applicants considered passive. So seek the out talent individual not actively seeking the jobs. Utilizing resources, for example, local B schools, LinkedIn, employee referral. See, contact application which are considered passive. See, companies are not looking for the candidate for as a job seeker. If you are already employee of other company, then only you will get offer. See, it is very interesting. Even you can, I just gone through the interview of a Zomato owner. He said, we are not hiring the person who is jobless. We are hiring the person who is already employed with other organization. Means what? Simply contact the application which are considered passive. So the employees which are not interested to change the job, we have to contact them to get the better job, right? To get the better candidate. This is what the contact the passive application, not active. So for that purpose, you can contact the business schools, LinkedIn, or employee referrals. Next, hire the person already excelling in a similar job. So select the candidate with the proven success, focusing on hiring with the proper track record and excellent resume. Obviously, we will hire the person which is having which matching the current job description and having the experience excellent in the doing their jobs. So these are the method for conducting successful recruitment. Then how to do the selection, right? What is the selection? So selection process, various steps are involved into the selection process. See, selection process, the various steps are involved into the selection process. That is very easy. See, the preliminary interview. So, basic initial assessment to filter out the unfit candidate, right? Then taking application means what? Candidate will submit the resumes. Then examining the application means what? The screening, right? So, screening committee will review the application and shortlist the candidates. Then employment test means what? Obviously, for example, like IQ test, aptitude test, the competency. These are different tests that happens, right? For example, for IBPS, we do the IBPS examination. So these are being conducted. Then the formal interview, the final stage. This is the final stage of process, in which the depth of in-depth evaluation of the candidates occur to determine fit position and to inform about the job responsibility. So in interview, they will tell you what are your job responsibility and they will check your knowledge. Then verification of reference. So once the interview is happening, they will verify the references, right? For example, the references are assessed to evaluate their capability, prior experience and the leadership skill. Then there will be the medical test to ensure that candidates physical and the psychological fitness. Then there will be the final selection and appointment. So they will issue the letter to notify that you have been selected and you have been appointed, right? And in that letter there will be the detail about the working hours or the salary, all will be mentioned there. Then typically the new hires are placed on probation and permanent employee will be offered based on their performance. So what are the selection process? Inviting the application, receiving the application, the scrutiny of application, then the test, then the interview, then the reference verification, physical verification, physical medical test, then the final selection. Next step, training. So what is training? See, training is simply used to enhance the workers' skill, knowledge, capacity and improving their job performance. Then what is the importance of training? So obviously, see, the new candidates receive the training to familiarize them with the organization's mission, vision, regulation and the working condition. Current employees are trained to upgrade their skills, expand their knowledge base. Then the training keeps the employee informed about the technological advancement, for example, the new machinery or the updated processes. Training prepare the employee for increased responsibility at the higher level. So this is simply the importance of training. Very easy, right? Next, what are the benefit of training? See, due to the training, the employee's moral will boost. Then see how the moral will boost. See, it help by helping employee to achieve their job stability, job satisfaction. Individual will make a greater contribution to the firm. See, if you got training, you will do your job in a good way. So you will have the job satisfaction. So obviously the moral will increase, right? Then decrease the requirement for the supervision. See, if you have adequate training, if you are properly trained, then no supervisor or less supervisor is required because you are doing your job very well, right? Then reduction in the number of accidents. So obviously, if you have good training, right? So there is chances that the accident, there is the on-job accidents will happen less. This is mainly with reference to the the technique. Where this is mainly with reference to the in the company where production is happening. For example, in our bank, for example, in banks also, we may refer accident as the mistake in the cash handling, right? So if you are having good training, you will have less chances of occurring the accidents. Then the increased promotion chances. So training help employee to improve their ability and they will get more chances of being promoted. Then increase the productivity. Obviously, the more good training, the productivity will obviously will increase, right? So these are the benefit of a training. Next there is a types of training. So it's very simple. There are only two type of training we can have. First is the on-job training and second is the off-job training. So on-job means what? You are hired, you are directly sent to the branch for the work and there you will be trained. That is what simply the on-job training. Off-job means you are hired, you are sent to the training center, then after the training you are sent to the bank. Simply that is off-job training. So the on-job training is conducted during the working duties. As well, it is conducted during the regular work duty. It is cost effective and efficient. It is based on the learning by doing. It is learning by doing. A method include the job rotation, mentoring, temporary promotion, etc. etc. What is off-job training? Simply, it is a place away from the workplace. For example, say it is generally for the new employees. Off-job training. they will be sent to the training center. It includes the workshop, seminar, conferences. Now, it is known as the vestibule training. This what? Vestibule training means what simply? It is based on the simulating working condition. For example, if you are being sent a training center, there will be the working environment. If you are working in any CBS, okay, you can do the entry, but this is not actually reflect into the customer data. It is not simply simulation basis. More expensive but effective for the training of a large group quickly. Okay, so these are simply one thing you have to remember. They will ask you in the examination, what is learning by doing is type of on job training, remember. Okay, so you can see here, on job training means you are directly present before the computer. Off job training means the group of employee has been trained by the trainer. Okay, it is simply very easy. See, what is the retention rate? Retention rate means what? Employee who are remain in the organization for a longer period of time, and if it is 90 or higher, it is good. What is the turnover rate? Turnover rate means what? Employee who are leaving the organization is called as a turnover rate. If it is 10% or less, it is good for the organization. Okay, so retention means employee living, employee remaining in the organization, employee retain, and turnover means employee leaving the organization. Okay, remember the concept, very simple concept. Now see, retention and the development. See, effective practice in the retention. How to retain the employee? Very simple. See, hiring by giving an accurate review of the work in the recruitment process itself, it can increase retention. See, means what something what happens sometimes, you are being hired by giving some attractive job description, but your doing actual work is different, right? So giving accurate preview of work or proper job description can retain the employee. Next, in case of possibility of socializing, so the new employees have rather a higher turnover rate, means new employee will leave the organization early. Why? For example, see, maximum employees are living in the probation research, so this can be minimized by this socialization practices. How? See, the learning experiences, official and the informal event, and assignment of a role model like a mentor for the new employees. Okay? So these can be happen. This can help to reduce the employee turnover, which will obviously retain the employee. Okay, next, training and development. See, you can see there are informal events. For example, there are cultural events in the bank. There are the cricket tournaments. So these are what? These are social events. Then training and development. So to regularly update the skill of the employee, and they do not think of leaving the company. If they are having good proper skill, they are learning something, why they will leave the company, right? Compensation and the reward. So obviously, if you are getting good reward, good compensation, good salary, why you will leave, right? So the pay level and the job satisfaction are the moderate predicator for the turnover. So the business has three options to retain its workforce. How we can retain the workforce? See, positioning themselves as an industry leader in the salary and benefit means you give the best salary, best benefit, why they will leave? Then utilizing the person based on compensation structure for delivery means what? See, give the individual award. If individual performing very good, he will get some compensation, right? Means individual performance linked rewards. Clearly linking retention effort to reward like a bonus or stock option. Provide the bonuses, provide the stock options, why the employee will leave, right? So these are the way in which you can retain the employee. How? Provide the best salary in the industry, provide the best compensation, provide the bonus and the stock option. Next, how to retain the employee? By the way of fair supervision, means it is single most critical factor in determining the employee turnover. Fair supervision means what? See, generally what happens? Generally, the bosses will supervise less some people and they will supervise more some people. So this is what extra burden is putting on the employee. So fair supervision should be there. The employee environment. So obviously the engaged employee who value their role, feel appreciated, are less likely to leave the organization. So you have to engage the employee, don't keep them idle. Make them some contribution in the growth of the organization. So the employee environment is very, very important. If employee is engaged, they will not think of leaving the organization, right? So keep them engaged. So these are the effective practices for the retention of employee. Now strategy used in retention and the development. See, the comprehensive strategy. So this can be derived from three main sources. How? See, the research. So research on employee turnover policy, insight through conferences, the professional association, for example, SHRM. What is SHRM? Society for the HRM. Society for the HRM is the world's largest HR association. So you can do the research why employee is leaving, first thing. Second, examination of effective practices from the other organizations. So you can check out for other organizations why their employee of other organization is not leaving. You do the research of your own, you do the research of others, and you can conduct the survey for the to offer comparative data. First, you can conduct the survey. Are you satisfied with the wages? Are you satisfied with the bonuses? Like that. Based on that, you can get the review, right? So research of own, research of other, and the survey. So these are the strategy. Next step, strategy for direct data retention. Strategy directed data retention. So it is very simple. See, what are the directed strategy? See, targeted retention strategy are based on the data. For example, you can collect the data in a simple way. You can conduct the exit interview. You can conduct the post-leave interview. You can conduct the stay interview. You can conduct the, based on that, you can predict the turnover study. So what I say, you should collect the data. You can conduct, see, if you, generally it is happening, exit interview. If you leave the organization, the HR will call and they will ask some question. It is so simply the exit interview, why you are leaving, why you are not job satisfaction. Based on that, they will have some idea what to do, right? So this is the directed strategy. Next, implementation. How to implement? See, determining whether employer turnover is a problem. First, you have to determine, right, whether turnover is a problem. So by doing the turnover analysis, benchmarking, and need assessment, both external and internal. So what we have to first find, if 5 out of 100 is leaving, then this 5% is the turnover ratio. That means it is very much common in the industry, so no need to do anything. That means we have to first understand whether we need to, whether the turnover is problem in our organization or not. See, creating a plan for improved retention. So we must create a plan for improved retention. After carrying out the analysis, plan for retention should be done. Then carrying a plan for customer retention means what? Implement the customer retention techniques that are appropriate for the identified program. Then we have to examine, means what? After putting a strategy into the action, organization should evaluate the result to determine the impact. Then benchmarking means what? Establish the external and the internal benchmark as the first step in a forming retention strategy. So there must be the proper benchmark, right? Means what? Proper cutoff line. Then external benchmarking means what? Simply the comparative analysis with other organization, comparing the composite turnover ratio with industry as well as its competitor is nothing but the external benchmarking. We, for example, see, if in the banking the turnover ratio is 20% and your bank it is 15%, so you can say it is okay, no problem. Internal benchmarking means what? Here company monitor its whole turnover ratio with over a period of time. Means what? See, in the previous financial year, the employee leave is 5%, and in this financial year, employee leaving 4%. So it is very much common, very less. It is reduced. No? So it is what? In the internal benchmarking. So external benchmarking means with the industry. Internal means with our own, with some specific time. Okay. So this is very easy implementation. Now dealing with the common problem. How to deal with common problem? See, programs are aimed at employee retention to face the common challenges, right? So what are the common challenges? See, absence of support from senior management. So lack of support from the senior management can undermine the retention effort. So leadership must recognize the value of employee for long-term organization success. So obviously, higher management, senior management should be positive in retention of an employee. Then impression that participating in the program entails not a pointless and see very interesting line. See, the impression that participating in the program entails a lot of pointless busy work. Busy means what? See, without a clear commitment for the company, employee may view participation in the retention program as a meaningless and busy work. See, generally before exit, you will get a call from the HR why you are leaving. We will understand your reason for leaving and we will try to retain you. So that must be positively taken. It should not be the busy or paperwork of the HR. Okay, that should the employee only not only ask the HR should not only ask why you are leaving. They should try to retain the employee. Is what it is what it should not be the only busy work. Then knowledge and the learning. So what is knowledge and learning? Very interesting. See, the process of generating, exchanging, utilizing, managing the information and the knowledge inside the organization is collectively called as knowledge management. So what is knowledge management? Generating the knowledge, enhancing the knowledge, utilizing the knowledge, managing the information inside the organization is nothing but the knowledge management. So whatever you are having, you utilize it for the organization simply, right? So what are the benefit of a knowledge management? See, knowledge management enhances the accessibility of knowledge, fostering the innovation in the product and the services. It lead to the shorter development of cycle and support the employee growth. It help in problem solving and managing the physical asset and the intellectual property. See, if you are having knowledge, you can have the strong connection between the knowledge management and the various technology. For example, the collaboration software, workflow, content management system, scheduling tools, and the communication software. See, if you are having knowledge, you obviously do that, right? And then the e-learning systems or the LMS, learning management system. It's the foundation of a game. So, what is the foundation of knowledge management? So, the LMS or e-learning, these are the foundation of knowledge management. The SECI model for the knowledge, SECI stands for what? Socialization, externalization, combination, and the internalization. So, there is SECI. So, this is basically developed by Nonaka and the Taichi. Okay. So, it is very, very important to remember name also and the full form also. So, just see in detail the LMS and the SECI model. So, see here. SECI model is a framework for underlining how organization create the knowledge. How organization create the knowledge. Okay. So, remember SECI model is for creating the knowledge. Okay. So, SECI model describe the process of converting tacit knowledge into the explicit knowledge. What is a tacit knowledge? Tacit knowledge means what? I have knowledge, but I have not shared it. That is called the tacit knowledge. You cannot touch it. You cannot read it. I have knowledge in my own mind. That is called the tacit knowledge. What is the explicit knowledge? Means what? Whatever I know, I am teaching you. I am expressing you. That is what the explicit knowledge. Okay. So, see the SECI model. SECI model is for socialization. Socialization means what? So, individual gets tacit knowledge by sharing the experiences, observing other facets by the LMS. Such as chat rooms are there, real time communications during the study. So, socialization means what? Here in this stage, you will gain the knowledge. I will read the book and I will not share it with anyone. That is what gaining the knowledge. Then externalization means what? The tacit knowledge is being converted into the explicit knowledge. Means what? Whatever I know, I have prepared the PPT, I am teaching you. Means what? I am expressing it. Okay. For example, the concept, model, or any hypothesis. Connecting online learning to the real workplace application. Means what? Whatever I am having, I am sharing it. That is what externalization, right? So, this process includes the testing expertise and the feedback from the employees also. And what is the combination? See, the explicit knowledge is exchanged and combined to create the theory. So, whatever knowledge I am sharing you, right? For example, this is what explicit knowledge that is exchanged and combined to create the theory, story, strategy, etc. It will focus on helping employee internalize the acquiring knowledge. So, obviously, whatever knowledge I have been shared, it will create the theory, some role model, etc. that will help the employee for acquiring the knowledge. Then internalization means what? Simply explicit knowledge is being again converted back into the tacit knowledge. Means what? I have shared with you. You will learn and you will convert the external knowledge into the explicit knowledge into the tacit knowledge. Means tacit means in your own mind. You will get thing in your brain. That is what the external. You will read the books. You will read that PPT. You will read the notes, and you will get knowledge. That is what converting the explicit knowledge into the tacit knowledge. In the way of is what internalization, and through the mental models. See, incorporates concrete metrics to evaluate the training success and involve the managerial participation to achieve the key performance objectives. See, through the diagram you will get better idea. See, we have socialization, externalization, then we have combination and the internalization. See, in socialization we simply gain the knowledge. In externalization, we convert the gained knowledge into the explicit. There is tacit to explicit. Means what? For example, whatever in my mind, I will write into the paper. Simply the externalization means exploring the things. Then combination means what? I will combine the things. And internalization means I will convert again explicit knowledge into the tacit knowledge. Okay? Remember the things. Only two things you have to remember. Externalization means tacit to explicit knowledge. And the internalization means reverse, simply implicit to the tacit knowledge. The two things are very important for exam point of view. Now see, socialization, empathy and shared experiences create the tacit knowledge. Socialization means gaining the knowledge. Externalization means converting the gained tacit knowledge into the explicit knowledge. Combination means simply review, connect systemizing the knowledge you are having. Combination means what? Simply reviewing and improvising whatever the knowledge you are gaining. Then internalization means simply you are converting the again the explicit knowledge into the tacit knowledge. Okay, so these are 4 things you have to remember about the SCCI model: socialization, externalization, combination, and the internalization. So friends, here we will stop. We will continue our lecture in the next session. You can subscribe us on the YouTube. You can join our Telegram channel. You can download the application from the Play Store. Thank you, friends.